Hi everyone. So last week we went through a bit of a slower flow. I think the video ended up being about 30 minutes. I'm going to take the idea of some of those concepts from last week. We're going to start off very slowly, but it's going to progressively increase in speed during our flow. So this is really a morning routine. More than going to sleep, this is more of a refresher. So if there's a part during your day where you feel like maybe you're woken up for a nap and then you have to get to dance or soccer practice, or this is a good flow in the morning before school or at the beginning of a weekend morning, we're going to start slow and move a little bit quicker. And I hope you enjoy this today. We're going to start laying on our back, taking 3 big breaths. So you can have your knees bent, you can have your legs straight, and why we're doing this is to focus on our body and to try and relax our mind. So as always, the inhales through our nose. Start taking in a few nice long breaths. And when you feel ready and comfortable, we're going to take a full body exhale until there's no more air left in our lungs. And let that full exhale go until you have no more air to exhale. Taking away any of the toxic air that's been sitting in our lungs if we haven't been taking a deep breath. And have the longest inhale of your day so far, and the fullest, the longest exhale of your day so far. This really starts to calm down the nervous system, relaxes our body and our mind, and gives us that space to set an intention for class. So the flow today, we're going to move through a little bit more of a flow and a little quicker than last week's session, because I'd like this to be a 10 to 15 minute warm-up for the morning, or also a refresher at some point in the day if you need to go from slow to start increasing your body tempo, your heart rate, your body temperature, to feel like, okay, I've got to go to a practice, or I want to feel more alert and more awake. This is what this flow is intended for. So we're going to start our flow after we grounded ourselves with that breath. We're going to come to our tabletop position, and we're going to round into cat, extend into dog 3 or 4 times. Let's take an inhale as we tuck our chin, lift that belly button up a little bit higher, and exhale as you lengthen through the tailbone, lengthen through your neck, bringing your shoulders down and away from your ears. A couple more, inhale, and exhale, inhale, and exhale. With that cat and dog flow in mind, bring your knees a little bit closer, make sure you're solid through your hands, and your shoulders are stacked with a slight bend in your elbows, a slight rotation with your hands slightly outward. And we're going to do a few leg extensions behind us with the idea of the cat and dog. So as we extend, that's more like the dog on the exhale. And then inhale, tuck your chin towards your knee. And exhale, 2 or 3 on each leg, really grounding down through your thumb and index finger in your hand. Squeeze your fingertips into the ground to take the weight off of your wrists. Inhale, round, tuck the chin, knee to chin. Exhale, lengthen. And switch legs. Inhale and exhale. Hopefully you're already starting to feel a little bit of a flow. We're going to, from our dog position, not the cat, but the dog position, where we're a little bit closed in this angle between our rib cage and our thigh. We're going to come to our tippy toes, press up to downward facing dog,
And just gonna extend through the backs of our legs, lengthening from the hips all the way down to the heel. As you bend one knee, you can lengthen and extend through the opposite leg. This is called walking the dog. Lift those hips nice and high, send them towards the wall behind you. Let your ears relax down towards and between your elbows. Taking a big breath. All right, from this position, we're going to flip onto our back. Start with a little bit of windshield wipers, opening up those hips, lengthening the hip flexors, the iliopsoas muscles. One little 30 seconds of windshield wipers with the arms. This promotes spinal rotation in the upper body, more the cervical and thoracic region of the spine, where the lower windshield wipers promotes more spinal mobility in the lower back, which is the lumbar region. All right, tuck those feet up towards your hips. Maybe you can touch your fingertips to your ankles, and we're going to rotate. We're going to elevate the hips and then rotate them back towards us. So the analogy I was thinking of was a soup bowl, like you have a big bowl of soup or cereal. You're lifting that up off the table and tilting it back towards you as if you're going to take a big sip out of the soup bowl. You can interlace your fingers behind you as you bring your shoulders a little closer. And as you inhale, fill your belly with air. Exhale, press through your glute muscles, your quadriceps, engaging your lower back and lifting your hips a little bit higher up to the sky as you exhale. Inhale, fill your belly with air. Exhale, press and squeeze. As we lower down, we start with the cervical, thoracic, and then lumbar regions of the spine, like coming down like a wave. And now we're going to work on warming up our deep core muscles. So slowly bring one foot up off the ground, thinking of your longest bone in your body, the femur, from the hip to the knee, as a fence post. So we're bringing up that fence post into a vertical position, and then we're setting that fence post down into the ground at the hips. Feel your core engaging and switching on as you do that. The foot that's on the ground almost feels weightless at that point. Slowly coming down so the gravity is not doing the work. You're working against gravity, which means your core and hip flexors are doing the work at exercising. And then switch feet. Come on up, bring that fence post up. The femur, F-E-M-U-R, is the longest bone in the human body. Runs from the hip to the knee, and we're going to set that down into the ground like we dug a hole for a fence post that's 2 or 3 feet into the ground, and we're setting our hip down and a little deeper. A couple more times on each leg. Remember to move slowly, resisting gravity. And down. Last one on the last leg. Up slowly, set that fence post down. All right. We're going to rotate back over onto the front side, come back into your tabletop. We're going to go through a series of downward facing dog, walking the dog, 3-legged dog with the left, hold it nice and still, 3-legged dog with the right, come to high plank position. Tuck your knee towards your chin and hold. Lift that knee up a little bit higher. And switch legs on the opposite side. Now we're going to count to 6. Left knee to left elbow, and then right knee to right elbow. Here we go. Left knee to left elbow, 1. Right side, 2. Left, 3. Right,
4, left, 5 and hold, and right, 6 and hold. All right. As we're increasing our body temperature and heart rate now, we're going to keep that flow going just for a few minutes. Roll onto your back, bend those knees. We're going to swing those arms and do 10 to 15 sit-ups, touching the toes on the way up. 2, 3, 4. Keep a nice steady flow all the way, engaging your core. 5, 6, 7. Exhale on the way up. 8. Inhale on the way down. 9. 10. You can keep going if you enjoy that and the sit-ups are feeling easy and you're in that flow state. Keep it going. Or you can do a second set at the end of the video. A little practice with our push-ups, because push-ups are always a work in progress. Come to tabletop. Set those hands like we've taught you before. Fingertips spread out wide. Rotate the hands slightly outwards. Squeeze those fingertips into the ground so we're not just using our wrists. Shoulders above the wrists, slight bend in the elbow, come up to high plank. We're going to lower halfway down, press back up. 1, 2, 3. As soon as you get tired, you can drop those knees to the ground and modify your push-up. 4, 5, 6. Breathe in on the way down. Breathe out on the way up. 8, 9, and 10. And last up, let's jump up on the feet. Maybe my head's going to be cut off on the video right now, but we're going to do a series of 20 jumping jacks and 20 jump ropes. So, jumping jacks, arms and feet. The students are really good at the jumping jacks. Pumping some blood into the arms, opening up the shoulders. I like to bring my feet forwards and backwards sometimes too. And imaginary jump rope. Jump rope, we can do 2 feet. We can alternate feet. So practice with your jump ropes at home. We can even do 5 on one leg, 5 on the other. And how do you feel now going from a slow flow into a faster flow? My heart rate was at 50 beats a minute as we began, and now it's up to 120 beats a minute. I feel like I'm ready to go teach a few PE classes. I have some fun with students. That is a flow for the morning, not for the evening. The evening I would skip that exercise piece at the end and I would come back down to laying down on my back and focusing on my breath again before falling asleep. But I hope you enjoyed that quicker flow today, which I feel like is more manageable and more realistic for a morning flow or a quick refresher during the day than following a slow 30-minute video. But I think many of the students enjoyed that relaxing 30-minute flow last week. So please keep using these videos and supporting them, and that makes me want to do a good job and keep making more for you all. So enjoy the rest of your day.